Okay, so we're looking at the Aeromomintum manual that was supplied with the engine, and I wired my starter alternator according to the schematic drawing here, with a wire going from the key switch to the battery. Also, as you come through this alternator switch that can kill the alternator field in case your alternator overheats or goes out on you, it also goes to the battery. But what I did not do, and this is no fault of Aeromomintum, I did not send these wires through a battery contactor. I sent them straight to the battery terminal bus. And so one day as I went to crank the airplane, the coil on the starter got stuck and it would not disengage no matter how I turned the key on and off. It was just spinning the engine over. I killed the fuel and it continued to spin, and the only way I stopped the engine from turning over, I had to get a wrench and disconnect the battery wire from the battery, positive wire, and that stopped it. So later on, and that's in the video that you're about to see, is where I got to the airport. That coil had overheated, but it continued to work. But at this point at the airport, when I got back in to come home, that coil decided it was time to die. And that's where we are in the video. Okay, so here's the old starter I removed. Just wanted to show you the fail point on it. This coil here is what overheated and eventually left me stranded at the airport. The motor part is completely okay. I jumped these two terminals and it spun over completely fine after I got it removed and bench tested here. But you know, anytime you spin over a starter, or like mine that got stuck and had to disconnect the battery to stop it, anytime you run a starter for a very long time, these coil packs will heat up, and that will be your fail point on a starter most of the time. Your Continentals and Lycomings, a lot of times you flood them on a cold morning and you continue to crank it over. You should be careful about that because this will overheat. Also, when you're changing out a part on your airplane, such as this starter, always weigh both parts to make sure that your CG's not going to change. I was lucky. Both my starters weighed 6.6 pounds. So we were good to go. So let's take a look at the new starter. And along with the new starter, we installed a contactor. It runs over to the battery. Battery wire comes into the contactor, then goes out to the starter. But it runs inside to a control panel with a master switch. Turns on avionics. Of course, you got an avionics switch. We can turn that off. But if something goes wrong, just like it did with me, this kills everything, and that protects you. So it's now wired up like a normal aircraft should be.